We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
The algorithm's a weird one because I think that's a problem with a lot of YouTubers at the moment is they're suffering from burnout, they're suffering from loss of, especially people who depend on it to make a living. They're suffering from all these different types of things because if you don't nail the algorithm, you struggle. So you need to be uploading twice a week or 3 times a week, or you need to be producing content every day really to keep that algorithm on your side. I think it was, what's that guy's name? Jack someone. He's got like 20 million subscribers and he said he didn't take a day off for 5 years.
Good.
Yeah.
Is he doing daily content?
Daily content, didn't take a day off for 5 years. And that's just something that, like, I thought I was working hard because I did a video or 2 videos a week for a year. But that's not 5 days a week or 6 days a week. That's 1 day a week and 2 days a week.
You were working full time.
I was working full time as well, but you don't take your. I think with YouTube the thing is you don't stop thinking about it. It's not like you're what you do for a living. You get home and you just switch off.
Yeah,
I was the same. With this sort of job is you constantly have to be thinking about ideas, regardless of where you are. You have to be, your mind has to be on.
Even though you're on tour, you still got to be thinking about the new content.
You're on tour, you're trying to write new jokes for the show, you're trying to write new jokes for videos, you're trying to write new videos, you're trying to come up with new ideas. Oh shit, I don't have an idea for Monday's show, what am I going to do?
Have you found that your more popular videos, you tend to fall back into doing videos with what works instead of what you want to be doing?
Yeah, it's hard to break the mold. I've noticed with some of the topics I bring up, they don't get the views I think they deserve, and then something that I don't think deserves views gets views. But I think you can't worry about that. I think you just need to keep just putting it out.
Yeah.
And just whatever sticks will stick.
You just got to put out as much as you can, and then everyone's different. Some people might like this, other people might like this episode.
Because I put out content for 8 months before I got any traction on YouTube. Like my videos were averaging, I think, 1,000 views.
Yep.
Maximum.
And where was your initial audience from? From comedy gigs or like?
I think it was from like Facebook. What I did was every time I upload a Facebook video, because I started with Facebook videos, and then I broke it down to a longer version for YouTube. So the longest version, when I upload a video, the longest version goes on YouTube, which is usually about from 7 to 12 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit longer sometimes, depending on the topic. The shortest version from about 2 to 4 minutes, maybe sometimes longer. I can't really break it down. It won't get the views on Facebook, but that's just the way it is. Facebook's like sort of dwindling for me. I just haven't put as much effort into it because the emphasis has been on YouTube for me because I think it's an easier, and I don't mean easier in a bad way, I mean easier like platform to sort of
watch and search.
Search, and people are there to do that.
Yep.
With Facebook, you have to catch them, you have to have subtitles in because they don't have the sounds on. It's just this big fucker.
Yeah, you got to get in as they're scrolling, sort of thing.
Like, who has time to do that? Especially for some of the topics that from like the vegan videos or cyclist stuff, all the comedy sort of stuff, you can do that. But if you're doing a serious video, you can't get your point across in 2.5 minutes with subtitles.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But anyway, so I started uploading just to Facebook. I got a few viral videos on there, and then I started uploading to YouTube and to Instagram and breaking it down into now I'm sort of breaking the videos down into 3 sections, a YouTube video, because I found that if you put up a whole YouTube video broken down into 1 minute segments, if you will, on Instagram, it got the views, but not as well as I'd like. Now that I break it down into 3, it sort of works better. More people are watching the entire thing. Because if you, so say I release a video tonight and I break it down, it's a 10-minute video. I break it down into, let's actually call it a 9-minute video so we can do some maths. Three 3-minute clips.
Yep.
I'll release the first 3-minute clips to try and get people to watch the full video on
YouTube. Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. Yep. Try and get people to watch the full video on YouTube. And then later on that night, I might put on the second one and then try and get some more people to watch the rest of it. And then the next day I'll put up the final, the best bit.
Yep.
And then I'll try and that'll be.
But the YouTube video is uploaded first.
YouTube goes up about 4 o'clock.
And a story would follow?
Story will follow, Instagram story. I get a great reach on my Instagram story.
The swipe ups?
The swipe ups, they're really good.
Instagram shows you how many people will swipe up?
Yeah. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it's good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny talking about it like this in a business sense, but that's what it is. It's trying to get people to watch, because the more people that watch me, the more people that know who I am, the more people come to my shows.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's sort of how it's worked. But yeah, it's certainly something that people don't think about. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't understand. Like, it's not the hardest job in the world physically, but mentally it's quite draining. And then you throw on top of that touring. It's just, yeah, it does you fucking heady. But that's the world we're in.
And what are your thoughts on like Cole's bag? I know it's not good. Do you think they should be using like hemp bags or?
I think hemp bags would be smart. Hemp's one of the most versatile and quick growing shrubbery that you can imagine. And I don't know if it's legal here yet or not.
I don't think so.
But I think if they were serious about conservation, then they might be growing hemp, but maybe they're not. Maybe they wouldn't put the dye on the bags. Maybe they just have random hemp bags. And why wouldn't you do that? You know, why do you have to have your logo on it? Who gives a shit?
Do they actually have a logo on the new bags?
Yeah. Like, who cares? I know it's branding. Oh, look, this person shops at Coles or Woolworths, but who cares? Everyone has their one that they shop at. You know, sometimes I mix it up and go to Coles, but I feel like I'm in a foreign country.
No, I'm Woolworths here.
Yeah, I'm a Woolworths boy. You a freak and shop at Coles. But yeah, so the whole algorithm thing, it is an issue because sometimes you can't work out how it works. There's no defining guide. It's like people just guessing it. It's like there's no walkthrough. There's no explanation from anyone. It's just sort of people going, oh, I think this is how it works, and most people are probably right in that regard. But if you look at people like Casey Neistat, Logan Paul, these people who hack the Google algorithm and upload it every day to a niche, that worked.
Well, I watched a video that was talking about, and it's called How the YouTube Algorithm Created Logan Paul.
Yep.
And when he had such a following on Vine, all of those younger audience already had a YouTube subscription.
Yep.
So when he moved over and started doing like daily content, the YouTube algorithm already knew an audience for him. They're like, oh, we know a lot of people like who search content like his, let's just chuck his videos in front of them.
Yeah.
And then because he was doing daily content, YouTube's algorithm wants watch time now over clicks and comments or likes, doesn't care about those. It's if people watch the whole thing, they'll present it to more people. So once they've got a daily video, essentially new people who watch it will just stay and binge and watch everything they've got. So
yeah.
You know, YouTube likes that. But
and they're a business at the end of the day, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell ads, and that's what Logan did well. Is he had these 10-minute vlogs that happened every day. There's 2 ads in that, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, how much money can YouTube make from 2 million views a day from the one channel, guaranteed every day? You know, it's the same as if you were a corner store and you had the same bloke that comes in every day, buys a pie, a paper, a coffee. You're going to look after it.
Yeah.
You know, because they're guaranteed
customer.
to bring, you look
Return
after your
customer.
best customer. Rather than some bloke that uploads every 2 months.
What are your thoughts about the Logan Paul and KSI fight?
I think it's smart. They're going to make so much money.
They're very smart.
They're going to make so much money because people love this drama. They love like blood sports on online now. It's gone from it's almost like reality TV really. Because when you watch someone on YouTube, it's like you're a part of them. You feel like you know them. Much more than I think than TV.
Agree. Yep.
You know, I feel like the people who I watch on YouTube, I feel like I know them more than I do maybe a TV personality or a movie star.
Especially Joe Rogan, for instance.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. I think that people who listen to him regularly feel like they're friends with him.
Yeah. Oh, they're on his side with most things like that.
Because I would. It's probably a bad thing, but I would go into battle for Joe.
Yeah.
Like if someone come out and said Joe Rogan's a racist, I'd go on my fucking head. You know what I mean? And you don't have that with anyone else. You just because I've listened to so much of his content since I was probably about year 10, maybe year 11. So probably about how old am I? 25, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Of at least every week listen to at least minimum 4 hours of Joe Rogan sort of thing, you know, and that's a lot. Maybe less, maybe 3 hours. But that's a lot to listen to one person. And it's probably a dangerous thing too.
It's a relationship that you build up. And it'd be weird, well you would know for instance because you've got a fan base that would feel like they know you, and
Yeah.
you don't know them at all. You know what I mean? What was it like the first person who met you in the street that knew you from YouTube or knew you from the internet? Do you remember
I
it?
can't remember it. It happens a lot. It's a lot of, it's weird, you get this sort of thing like people are looking at you. And now I can't leave the house unless I'm like I don't look like shit. I used to just go to the shops and just be disheveled. And now I have to like...
I just woke up. I'm not at that point yet.
I have to like have a shower and all this type of stuff because the people, if someone wants to get a photo with me, I don't want to put it on their Instagram and I just look like a mess.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. But a lot of younger people, they like to get photos with me and stuff, which is cool. And a lot of older people aren't really into that, I guess.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah. But you don't see older people uploading selfies with people.
No, very rarely. Yeah. But after shows, I get a photo with everyone in the audience, anyone that wants to wait around.
Well, everyone's in that mood and in the hype. But
people want to get a photo, say good day, and I try and give as much, like, it's tough after a show. Like, where was I in Adelaide? I did 2 shows in a row, both with 200 people in them. And then after both of those, I did meet and greets, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I've still got people there, and it's like you're drained and you're exhausted. And
you've been travelling the whole way there.
You've been travelling. Like, I did 2 shows the night before, and the 2 shows the night before that, and did the same thing. And this is the end of the tour. I'm just like, I just don't want to meet anyone else. But these people spend their hard-earned money to come and see you. You know, if you're a prick, if you don't stand around and say good day to everyone, I think anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously, people who are big can't do that. Like Kevin Hart's not waiting out in front of the stadium and get 57,000 people. Maybe you should. I don't know.
But you got to appreciate the people who go the extra mile to try and, get in your face and meet you. But I guess to a point where you don't want to invade your personal life. Like
no, I keep my personal life completely off the internet.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that at all. It's just not. I just don't think it's worth it. Especially the things I cover. Like people can use that as.
Yeah.
Collateral's not the right word, but
especially the mainstream media.
Yeah.
Especially they don't like YouTubers or anything they cover on YouTube's bad news.
Yeah. People, the mainstream media won't touch me. I did an interview with the local radio station here on 2.9.
My dad listened to that the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. And it was a good interview. I like the guys on there. They're nice people and they've known my family for a long time and stuff like that. And that was cool. And Steve, the host, he brought his son in, and his son's a big fan and all that type of stuff. And that was cool. And but like no one else will touch me. I've done one live to air radio thing because no one thinks everyone's like, oh, you can't swear on radio. I fucking know that. I know you people can't do that. Okay,
you don't have to swear.
No, it's part of the character, but it's also part of who I am and an Australian culture as well.
Yeah.
Like I tell a story about once I was editing a video and I thought I've dropped the F-bomb too many times, and then I went to footy training. And that's just how people talk.
Yeah.
No,
I've been in a bathroom tiling, and you be slapping up the tiles, and you hear like a tradie outside go, this, and
that's how people talk.
Yeah.
And it's now commonplace to speak like that when perhaps it wasn't 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when the mainstream media was these needs.
Well, I reckon South Park helped. Like shows like that have pushed the limits with
Family Guy, that type of thing. Yeah, back in the day, South Park was so vulgar and so outrageous.
I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was young.
Yeah, I wasn't either. And
I found ways to do it.
I wasn't allowed to watch American Pie either.
Oh, right.
I think it's because of all the tits.
Yeah.
Come on,
partying.
I still haven't watched it because I feel like Mum will find out. I feel like Mum will just turn up and be like, what are you watching? I'm like, oh, another.
You gotta stop it.
Yeah. I'm concerned that'll happen. Maybe I should watch it. I might.
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. Reaction video.
Finally watching American Pie. But yeah, it's now completely different, and it's a good thing because that's just how people talk. And the more that people realise that it's just words, it's just a way.
It's the intent,
if you drop,
there's hatred in it. And
there's a big difference between screaming at someone "fuck you" and saying "fuck off, mate."
Yeah,
there's a big difference between all that. But yeah, it's interesting, and YouTube allows it as well. A lot of my videos are demonetised because of the things I cover. I'll get something demonetised quicker if it's about feminists than if it's got 300 F-bombs in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
I wonder why like Facebook took down that video so quickly. The one they thought was hate speech or racism between New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, it just got a lot of people complaining. I don't know how it works. It was the quickest video I've ever had taken down. It was down within 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad at all.
Do you get many views on Facebook?
Yeah, occasionally. Like, it just depends.
Because that's when you were big on Facebook at that time. That's from the Australian video.
The Australian video. I was still on the high from that. But I haven't put the effort in. I just don't see it as a platform that's going to continue with that type of thing. Yeah. If you're doing pranks or you're bloody pissing on your housemate's face or something in the middle of the night, that sort of hilarious stuff, then you'll do really well. But if you're doing a 10-minute bit about why you think mansplaining is not the best thing in the world, or why you think it's bullshit rather, Facebook, it just doesn't work in your favour. People will not watch it. You might get lucky like that Australian video I did that had 5 or 6 million views on Facebook. But then that was 10 minutes of me talking. But it's hard to nail that.
I wonder why that one did.
I just think it was toxic. I think it was everyone could agree with it. That was the first time they saw me, and it just sort of went off. And the thing is, I've been trying to emulate something like that, but I learned a while ago that you can't try. You just have to keep producing.
Keep doing stuff,
and then something will come. Because it's not about, I'd rather have 200,000 people watch a video and, really enjoy it and watch the whole thing and listen and understand what I'm saying and agree with me and laugh and have a good time than 20 million people and people just sort of just...
Yeah, they don't want one viral video.
No, because so many people rely on that one viral
video. No one
video.
engages in it. Yeah.
And people say that to me when they talk to me in the streets and they go, I saw you on Facebook, you haven't uploaded anything for a while. I'm like, bitch, I upload something every week just because Facebook doesn't show you. But I think I might do more live streams on Facebook because they go quite well. But at the end of the day, it's not about views, it's not about followers, it's about the people that turn up to your shows.
Yeah, that's right. Creating a relationship with everyone.
And my demographic that goes to my shows is really strange. Because you'd think, like, I have a large Instagram following of younger people. But I also have a large
longevity.
My Instagram following is you're either 14 years old or you're 33.
Yeah.
And it's the same with my shows. You're either 18 years old or you're 33.
So they've just made the cusp where they can come to your show, or they're...
And a lot of people think
sensible age.
My shows are 18 plus, but if you... A lot of people... I can't remember who said this. Someone said this the other day. They're like... They assume that my people who come to my shows would be either... it was a comic who I've known for a long time. And she was like, you're just performing to 18-year-old guys. They'll laugh at anything. She was a bit salty about it. I said, mate, my crowds are majority couples in their 30s. There might be 3 or 4 18-year-old dudes, but they're couples in their 30s or 40s whose kids have got them onto me.
You're kidding.
Yeah. It's really strange. Which is great because they're the ones that...
Their parents are letting them watch, I guess.
Yeah, but they're in the same mindset as me. They're not like 18-year-old dudes. They don't want to talk about why I think that, like, I don't know, third wave feminism is a bad thing for both men and women, or why I think this about a particular political issue or whatever. They don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about how much coke you did off some stripper's tit and oh my god,
yeah.
They don't want to hear about that. But a couple in their 40s or 30s, then they want to actually listen to something that might give them a little bit of, give them a little bit of something. Yeah. And I try and portray that in the way I speak as well. You'll notice, like in some videos, the viral videos always have just the most Australian language, but then the smaller videos that have 400,000 views, they have the language where it's like I use more than 2 syllables in some words, so it sort of appeals to that market of people who are thinking, and that's sort of like what I sort of view or consume as far as online content is like political issues or things where you have to actually open your mind and have a genuine thought about something.
Do you worry about the viral prank videos, like young kids being very impressionable and copying, thinking that's what works?
Yeah, it does.
Well, like, and especially the YouTube algorithm, if that's what they watch, it's going to find other videos similar and then just keep putting that in front of them.
Doesn't matter, it does work. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop it.
But it's just going to create a whole community of people out there doing pranks on each other.
The people who watch that are idiots.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay $35 to come to my show. They're not going to buy my t-shirts. They're idiots. They're the ones who are watching repeats of The Simpsons from 1995 and thinking, oh, that's a great show. You know, not that there's anyone with The Simpsons, but you're not going to break through that mold. You're good?
Kidding.
Did you not record?
I haven't been recording this whole thing. We've got some audio from the cameras. This is my first podcast, and I've just stuffed up by not pressing record.
Anyway.
Classic moment. Oh well. Anywho.
It's a good origin story.
It is.
But yeah, we're talking about the YouTube algorithm and how it favours like prank videos and stuff like that over content.
Well, it doesn't. No, how it tries to predict what you want to see or what you might watch. And I was just saying to Isaac how younger kids watching these prank videos, it might find other prank videos like similar for them to watch, and then they might try and copy the videos themselves, and then
yeah, but you're not going to beat them because they're imbeciles or they're 12. You know, 12-year-olds don't care what I'm saying about mansplaining or how much gender identity doesn't matter when you're talking about how you refer to someone. Like,
yeah,
like 12-year-olds don't care about that.
They don't know about it yet either.
They don't know about it, and hopefully they won't. But yeah, it's funny. It's an interesting business to be in, but it's also that's the sort of the same conversation as, you know, why does a video with some dude, what's his name, the dude who jumped off the bridge in Brisbane,
either Luke Irwin or Jackson.
Luke Irwin jumped off this bridge in Brisbane, and I was in Brisbane recently. It's a high bridge. I was like, holy shit, I wouldn't do that. Apparently the river's full of bull sharks too.
Oh, God.
Like that. And I made a video about it and put shit on them, rightfully so. I'm not worried that some kid's going to go do that because every generation loses kids to dumb shit like that.
We had Jackass.
And kids did that, not to the same extent. But apparently a lot of kids were actually jumping off that bridge. No one died, thankfully. No one got seriously injured, which is nice. But you got to remember that they're kids and their main focus on their channels and their social media reach is young kids. And that's who's watching it. And hopefully they will grow out of it. There's some people that don't. There's some people who are our age that still enjoy that.
Well, I think I saw that Kyron Dryden guy. He's got a photo up where he's got a nail gun to his neck.
Yeah.
And if he gets 10,000 likes, he's going to shoot himself in the neck.
Yeah, well, that's just an interesting way to get 10,000 likes. I put up a photo of a dog and it gets 20,000. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a bit ridiculous that that's what people have to resort to do that. I like Kyron.
I've never met them.
They're nice dudes. I ran into him and Jackson at Charlestown Square, which is, you know, near where I live. And
they're both from here?
They're both from here.
A few Newcastle people getting...
Yeah, everyone just wants to get out. I like it here. I've been all around the country now. I like it here the most. It's very nice.
It is very nice here.
But yeah, they're nice guys. They're appealing to their market. They're playing the game. You know, I can make fun of them. That's part of my game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and they have to accept that. Anyone who puts themselves out in social media needs to accept the fact that people will make fun of them.
Yeah.
People make fun of me. If you go on
repercussions.
If you look up vegan Isaac Butterfield, there is like 30 videos of people just putting shit on me from the vegan community, and they are hilarious.
Well, that's what about the algorithm too. That vegan bloke, I can't remember his name.
Which one? Well, which one?
There's a few there. You did a video the other day where there's a little kid in the shopping centre.
Durian Rider.
Durian Rider. I reckon he played the YouTube algorithm well by, you know, riding a bit off your hype, you know.
Yeah, he did. He did. And that's part of the game.
A few videos back and forth, and it's...
Well, it's the same thing with Logan Paul and KSI.
Exactly.
They're just copying that. And if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. This is the same thing with this vegan gains guy who wants to fight me in a cage match. I've never been in a fight in my life.
So now he's trying to play off what they're doing and call you out in a YouTube fight.
He does this all the time, though. Apparently he's just some crazy dude. He's just a weird dude.
How many followers has he got?
A lot. 358,000 subscribers.
Where's he from?
Canada.
Yeah.
He's a big dude too. Apparently, I found out after I made the video and I said I'll fight him that he does Muay Thai.
Oh God.
I don't care. I've been knocked out for free playing footy, so I'll
have a press conference. Yeah, if you make some money.
I'd like to do what we're doing now, and just have a chat to him. Because honestly, I don't have an argument against vegans. I think
the way they.
I just all I'm saying is you people are silly people because you carry on, and then everyone loves it or hates it. It's hilarious. It's just fun to watch. And with the video that I'm putting up tonight when we're recording this, hopefully it'll cause some outrage.
I reckon it will.
I really hope.
I had a look at it. It's interesting.
Will I get banned from everywhere? We'll find out shortly. I hope not.
Facebook probably won't allow it.
Facebook will delete it. I get banned from that.
Are you going to put it on Facebook?
Yep. YouTube hopefully won't delete it. The only reason they would delete it is if it violates the sexual sort of stuff, because there's a bit of sexiness in there. But that Nicki Minaj Anaconda song's on there.
No, I haven't seen the film clip.
I've only watched it about 38 times. She just shakes her whole ass just all over the camera pretty much. If she can do that, then I can do that. Yeah, honestly.
That would have millions of views too.
Yeah. But even if the video gets deleted, YouTube aren't going to ban me or anything. Alex Jones got banned today from YouTube.
You kidding?
No. He got banned. He got removed from Spotify. He got removed from Google Plus. He got removed from YouTube, Facebook.
What did he do?
Well, he's just been putting out just crazy shit for too long. But it's an interesting way to constrict free speech.
The fact they can ban him for just trying to say whatever.
The fact that they can just silence him like that. And Alex Jones has got a big enough audience that he'll be able to
get another channel going.
Rebounds.
How many subscribers did he have?
I don't know. A lot. He had a big following. What was his InfoWars was his show.
Yeah, I thought that had...
He would have 1 million, surely. Just even if people don't like him, he still had a lot. Because that doesn't matter. Like and dislike ratio doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I saw him on Joe's podcast.
Yeah.
He's out there.
He is out there.
Interesting.
But he's a smart dude, and he's been right before.
Yeah.
He's wrong a lot, but he's been right before too. So that's the thing. You don't know. It's like the boy who cried wolf. If you're always freaking out, you don't know what's what. But I just take away who he is or what his political views are. If you're silencing people like that, it's an interesting comment on how you run your business.
I wonder if YouTube will comment on why it happened.
I think they just said that it didn't follow the right policies or whatever, because that's what happens when they remove a video. YouTube's quite good with it. YouTube will usually talk to you or at least respond to an email, or they actually have an email. Facebook's just like, no. They send you like, this doesn't work. We're not having it. And you just got to go, there's no right to appeal. There's nothing. Instagram's the same. They're the same as Facebook. Instagram won't even give me a blue tick. Fuckers.
Maybe that's why that video went trending with the whole racist thing with Australia and New Zealand, is because you did mention how Facebook took it down without talking about it.
Yeah, that's just how I played it.
And then everyone was interested in
because people like outrage.
Yeah.
People love. They've been like modern day Western humans are designed to follow outrage because that's how the media works. You look at the top stories on the news; they're always outrage stories. Front page of the papers always outrage. So it just makes sense that what they're going to watch online has to be outrage as well.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. It's worrying too, because for me, where do you stop? Like, do you just keep attacking people? I like making fun of people, so I will continue to. I enjoy channels like H3H3. I like those guys, like Ethan Klein, and that, like the way that they just make fun of people and they find these ridiculous human beings. Like, I made a video about Sexy Vegan. Did you see that? Sexy Vegan's a guy. He's got shaved his eyebrows up, tatted blue eyebrows, and wrote "Sexy Vegan" tattoos on his face, and he's got blue hair. He's hilarious.
Where's he from?
America.
Yeah.
You should watch the video after this. It's I'm surprised you haven't watched it in your research for this podcast. I made fun of him, not in a horrible way. I said, obviously, this guy's got some serious problems. If you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. But he responded to me.
How did you come across him?
I don't know. It just came up.
In your recommended?
Someone sent me a video.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
People send me videos all the time. It's quite helpful.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I never reply. I don't reply to DMs very often because they're just
Did you reply to that one?
no.
You just made a video.
What I did in my head, I was like, "Thank you,"
Yeah.
because it just I don't know. Sometimes I do it, like if they're
I don't
genuine.
know who they are,
Yeah, they
I
do.
guess.
But I remember I replied to a young girl messaged me. She was like 15 or something, and she was like, "I'm suffering really bad from depression and self-harm." This is when I was like had like 5,000 followers on Instagram, and I replied to her and I was like, "Listen, you know, I don't know. I just offered my best advice for dealing with, you know, feeling horrible," and she wrote back to me and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you replied. You're the first YouTuber that's ever replied to me." And I was just like, "Oh, you just said all that
To get
a response." And then, so now I don't reply to any of that. Which, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It's weird. It's weird.
Heard it.
It's just, I don't know if she was genuinely suffering from something or she just wanted attention. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But the sexy vegan dude, he sent me videos on Instagram. Instagram, you can send videos to someone's message, what are they called? DMs.
Yeah.
And it was like 6 videos. So I sat there and put my headphones in and watched them. And he is screaming at me in the camera. Screaming. "I'm going to fucking find you and murder you." And he's there and he's got saliva coming out of his mouth. He's got his shirt off. He's punching himself in the face, like full skitting at me. And I was like, oh my God. I felt bad because I don't want to make someone very upset. Like everything I say in videos is in jest. Like I don't really hate anyone. But it was pretty funny too. And then I blocked him. I block everyone. I don't give a fuck. I block if you're
threatening like that.
Yeah,
like,
if you go in my comment section on Instagram and you talk shit about me, I block you immediately. You never get to see me again.
Yeah.
Haha. If
yeah,
make a video,
you don't need negativity. Like,
nah. I just or someone I get oh this isn't funny or
Yeah.
you used to be funny.
depends what the comment is. If it's
Depends
just
what the
something
comment
stupid, no thought,
Yes.
spit and hate, then
Yeah.
block them. If
I
they've got
just block
something decent or constructive to say, then maybe hear it out. Or
Block them. Block them immediately. I don't have time
Yeah.
to listen to other people. And no, you're right. You got to take on criticism as well, because some of the videos I make haven't been great. Some have been all right. Some have been good. But that's what happens when you put out something every bloody week.
you gotta put something out.
Sometimes just clutching at straws.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time to be involved in this entertainment industry because people still don't take YouTubers seriously. But I think they will. I think they will in the next few years.
That's the kids don't turn on the TV anymore.
No.
They're like, why would we want to watch that? We can choose what we want to watch.
Netflix and YouTube. That is the way to go. And people do not watch the telly. I've had opportunities to go and do pilots and stuff, and I just don't think pilots for TV. I just don't think it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the way to do it. It's the same with radio. If you offered me breakfast radio tomorrow in Newcastle, I wouldn't take it.
No, but the podcast's got longevity.
Unless you offered me, I would do it for $400,000 a year for one show a week.
Offers out there.
That's it. The offer's there. Was it hit 106.9 in Newcastle? Hit me up. But I wouldn't do it. It's just because it's not me. It's just I hate commercial radio. It's just terrible. It's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, the secret sound.
Sounds,
and,
yeah.
You know, like, give us a call if you can't pronounce a word. Like,
Well, they're just
what is that?
Yeah, laughing at their own shit jokes and
They're laughing. It's not natural, and they're just pushing for an ad break, and that's not.
Yeah,
that's
true.
not how I work. That's not how people talk. That's not how people get entertainment. You would rather. I'd rather sit down and listen to a 3-hour conversation, maybe not in one go, maybe over a couple of days, but you'd listen to it. You'd take on board what those people had to say. And when's the last time you listened to commercial radio and actually cared?
long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Back when, like, I don't even know, like, Triple J's lost the plot. They've gone mad. They've just turned into this weird left wing, like, just everything's become political. It's so strange. Everyone's trying to push their own agendas. What happened to just enjoying everything?
Yeah.
You know? It's the same with, like, The Project. They're very left wing, and you go on, like, Sky News, and it's extremely right wing. Like, where is the middle ground? It's like people are actually watching a current affair or having something to be libertarian, you know. Anyway, not to get too political, but what's going on with you? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm slowly trying to get off the tools. Like stop tiling.
How are you going to do that? Where's your money coming from? What are you doing?
I don't know. I could try and make a webinar for teaching people how they could do some tiling at home.
Yep.
Because tiling's like a trade where you can get the tools very cheaply. So you don't have to spend a lot of money in outlay to get a grinder and a tile cutter. And if it's taught the right way, I'm sure a lot of people can follow the instructions in their own time and then save a lot of money by tiling their own bathroom. So I'd like to set up something like that, because I've just joined one myself where I get lessons on how to do videos, and it's like a big Facebook group. It's called the Full-Time Filmmaker, but this guy's essentially just sat down for a few hours recording how to do this type of video, how to do this, and he's got about 4,000 members that have joined the group, and it's a $700 course. So I'm just fascinated with how much ways to make money that the internet offers, and with these new social platforms and whatnot.
Oh, I'll tell you the best way to make money. There's a local girl from around here that's got 20,000 followers on Instagram. She's just started releasing titty pics on OnlyFans for $20 a month.
To what? To
look, just titty pics.
She'll send it to people for money.
No, it's like Instagram, but you got to sign up for it. $20 a month, and she's got 5,000 people.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
So
you sold your soul to the devil, but you're making a lot of money.
Yeah, I've found some interesting things on Snapchat. Like I joined these Snapchat groups where they'll just share your snap code and your names with people. I've got like 4,000 followers from like France on this one account I've got.
Really?
But it's interesting. There's a lot of pornography, and girls will have their own special
Premium.
You can follow my premium.
I'm thinking about coming up with a premium.
But yeah, it's I want to step away from the tiling and back-breaking work, and
that's the only way you're going to do
work on some video. That's right, and
is by producing content and something that find your niche and then build from there.
Yeah,
like that's the only way to do it. I mean, obviously, me doing comedy that was a means to an end for me, because I wanted to do stand-up full time, and I couldn't do it unless you have an audience. The only way to get an audience now is to do stuff online. You can go on TV if you want.
Yeah.
But it's better to do it online, to do it your way. And there's a lot of people in the Australian comedy industry that are really negative about YouTubers, are really negative about people that are making online content. And fuck them, because it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the only way to do it. And there'll be people who...
You can't create friction. You got to be...
No, but they do. They put shit on me. They think I'm just some bloke who's hacked the system and jumped the line, and he's doing sold out shows, and he doesn't know how to do stand up. People forget that I've been doing stand up for half a decade.
Yeah.
Half a decade. 5 years. But some time, and I had enough of doing these open mic things. I wanted to go and sell out shows, and now I've done that, and people get the shits. Well, you can get the shits, or you can do it yourself. That's up to you. Don't get shitty with me because I did it. Go and do it. Stop whinging. Or you can just go and keep doing the same old rubbish for the rest of your life.
I've heard you say before that you used to do some shows and there'd be some people in the audience that would be offended because they didn't know what to expect.
All the time.
Yeah. But now that you've made a personal brand for yourself online...
Oh, I've had 2 people leave the show that I do at the moment.
Well, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can...
Both in
most
Sydney,
of the people, 99.9% of the people want to be there.
It was about religious stuff that they left.
Oh, okay.
And you can't talk about religious stuff online. You get the video removed.
It's a touch you... Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Just can't touch it at all.
Fascinating.
It's really funny. It's really funny that you can't talk about certain things in a world where you're supposed to be able to use free speech.
Yeah, that's...
You can use it on you can do it on YouTube.
Yeah,
say whatever you want
that's
on YouTube.
Good then.
That's good. That's why I like YouTube, because you can, to an extent, use the language you want, talk about the things you want. As long as you don't do it in a real hateful manner.
Do stuff where you're trying to get people to start a cult or
or promote violence.
Yeah.
Although it depends, because a lot of far left groups do use YouTube to do that, but they're seen as protesters, not anarchists. But anyway, that's for another time.
My sister wants to know.
Yes.
This bloke you're touring with on Thursday night.
Ryan Gallagher.
That's him?
Yes.
How'd you come across him?
Ryan from Married at First Sight. I just messaged on Instagram when I was watching the show. And I was like, I hate your wife on the show. And then he messaged me back a couple of months later, because he was getting outrageous amounts of DMs from like 40-year-old women, 30-year-old women. He was saying he was getting like 400 a day.
God.
Because he went from no followers to 200,000 in about 4 weeks.
Just from being on TV.
Just from being on TV. And I just messaged him and I said, hey, let's do a live stream on Instagram, because you can do that on Instagram. You can do like the two people.
You can invite someone.
And I just wanted to do that, just to have try and get some different people to come over and follow me on Instagram. And we did that, and then sort of just became mates. And now he's just opening for me in a couple of places.
So he tells jokes. He's funny bloke.
He does.
Because I never watched the show. My sister's.
No, he does stand up.
He's like, Isaac's on the show. What do you want to ask him?
Yeah, he does he does a lot of ochre sort of like humour and stuff. Your sister, who I went to school with.
Yeah,
also.
Callie. Yeah,
Callie.
Shout out Callie.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
cool.
went on a date with Callie once.
You did?
We went to the movies in year 7.
Callie, you never told me this.
What's wrong with me?
Now you're punching yourself.
Yeah, I know. Look at me now with my new. Oh, I got a bad haircut yesterday.
Who did it?
Oh, I won't say.
All right.
But he said this will look good. Now I look like
I don't mind it.
13-year-old brother. Because I used to have this thing that was like these ones. He said, "No, you look too." He's from Lebanon. He just come over here. He goes, "You look too bald with that haircut." I change it. Don't worry. I said, "What do you want to do?" He goes, "Don't worry, I do it."
Oh God.
I was like, "All right." He's a really nice guy. I always go to him, but yeah,
You wanted to switch it up.
I wanted to mix it up.
Yeah.
It was a
You gotta
mistake.
try new things.
Yeah, but when's this going to air?
I'll try and put it up straight away if you want. Like then you can plug your Newcastle show.
I'm sold out.
Ah, I don't know.
You can see me all around the country though. I'm going to America soon.
You are
2 months. Going over
America.
there to do some gigs. I'm going to go to New Zealand at the start of next year. Going back to Melbourne, going back to Adelaide, going back to Brisbane, probably in Sydney again. Going to do the Enmore at the end of the year.
So if anyone's missed Isaac in a previous show, he's
Oh,
heading
I'm
back everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
All the main places.
Find me. You can find me. I'm somewhere. Busy man. But next year, Melbourne for 3 weeks. We're going to do a whole run of the Melbourne Comedy Festival. And we're going to do the Edinburgh Festival as well. So it's a big couple of months. I'm hopefully coming up in a movie as well, which is exciting. I can't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
But that should be cool. And yeah, I might get into modelling. See how it goes. See how my hair grows back.
I reckon you're already there. All right, thanks for being on the show, Isaac.
My pleasure. Go and, if you haven't subscribed to Sam Rock, what's your YouTube name?
Share that snap.
Share that. If you haven't subscribed to that, you're an idiot. Pull your head in.
Thanks,
Subscribe
Isaac.
Immediately. Fucking.
On the next episode, I'll be with Emma Terry. She's suffering from sarcoma cancer, and she's got a very interesting story. So hopefully that'll go all right.
Christ. Well, that was an excellent. That was a great segue.
I don't know if to
Just-
put that in.
Just me. No, put it in, because that just goes to show how ridiculous my life is. A lady with an actual interesting story,
Yeah,
just dealing with something full on, and just some idiot who's whinging about his hair and how that Callie didn't like him in year 7. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Goodbye.